Hi guys. It's been a long time. Like, if you guys don't know where that's from, I think it's Star Trek Enterprise. I know. But if you don't know, sorry. If you know, you know. But yeah, anyway, I'm back. Another video for you guys. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been super busy. I'm about to move into a brand new one-bedroom apartment in London, which is going to be super mad because it's super expensive. It's not cheap, guys. It's not cheap, but it's going to be mad. And yeah, I'm super excited and I'm super nervous at the same time. So there's a lot. That's a lot that's been going on. So I'm about to move out next week, and I might actually post a video about that on YouTube, like my new move into my new apartment and everything. I have to be careful because obviously with my Instagram, I've got a few followers. I'm actually really in the process of deleting that, guys. Like, I'm trying to save as many photos from 2018 as I can, which is taking longer than I thought. But yeah, I'm really excited at the thought of, moving in to my new place. And I hope to do I hope I'll be doing a moving video at some point on YouTube. So it's been nice seeing all the responses that my previous video got. It's really been lovely actually to see some weird responses, some strange ones. And then some really nice ones. But yeah, the difference in responses has been interesting, which I guess is because it's a popular topic. Did I say popular topic? Jesus Christ. It's a popular topic. Damn. Okay, I don't know what that was. Got me all birdie. It's a popular topic, guys. And it was interesting just hearing the responses. Oh, lest I not forget, this is Alfred, my beautiful giraffe. He will be accompanying me in this video. Don't worry, he's very quiet. He doesn't talk much. So yeah, I just wanted to clear up a couple of things from my previous video. Guys, when I was talking about attention, of course I didn't mean sexual attention. Obviously, sexual attention is part of it, but what I was talking about primarily was relationships. Now, sexual attention is important because if you're going to get into a relationship with anybody, you need to be sexually attracted to the person. But sexual attention from men is not an amazing thing. I mean, men are even sexually attracted to other men. Men are sexually attracted to anything that can turn them on. That could be a human being or an inanimate object. It could even be an animal. Like, let's be real. There are crazy stuff. There's crazy stuff happening. Men can literally be turned on by a peanut butter sandwich. So sexual attention isn't amazing, but it's necessary. But what I was talking about, guys, was relationship attention. I've always had attention from relationships. And though there seems to be this narrative that Black women don't get, relationship attention, I've always had that since I've been a kid. Or should I say, since I've been 18, which is when I had my first relationship. I had my first ever relationship at 18 years old. And I was with my first ever partner for about 2.5 years. And I've had about 5 long-term relationships. This is probably my 5th one. And even my previous partner I met when I was doing my master's, and we planned on getting married and everything. But unfortunately, he wanted to move to Australia and I didn't. I wanted to be close to my elderly parents. So yeah, I've always had, relationship interest. And with my current partner now, things are really, really good. And we're planning on going the distance. So I just, this narrative that Black women aren't desirable and, they're not desirable for relationships, it's just so full of shit. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. But it's amusing to me. So, that's one of the reasons why I made the video, because I just found it amusing and interesting. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today. What did Tessie want to talk about today? Can you remember? Can I remember? Yes, I can. Why am I trifling? What I wanted to talk about today was just a very quick topic on the obsession of desirability and beauty and all the other stuff that people are obsessed with. And it seems to be like people are just so obsessed with being desirable to others, and it's just really weird. Like the obsession with being desirable to everybody. There's this obsession, and it's not just women, it's men, but I think it's harder on women now. Although men, you guys are catching up. You guys are really catching up. You want to become obsessed with being desirable to everyone. And it just seems crazy to me because maybe because I just don't care enough about everybody to want to be desirable to everybody. I don't think you need to be desirable to everybody, and maybe that's just brutally honest on my part, but I only care about things that I want, and I only care about doing things I want to do. I don't care about how everybody else wants to live. Live how you want, as long as you're not killing people or being horrible or being a nightmare, whatever. Life is too short and my head is not that big. So I have limited space and I can only think about what I need to do, genuinely. And it just seems bizarre to me, when you have a number of years on this planet and a limited lifespan, a limited, everything's limited when you're alive. Literally, everything's limited. To constantly want to be desirable to everybody. And there's this obsession with, people just want to be beautiful and be seen as desirable to everyone. And it's incredibly ridiculous because you don't need 600 million people to find you desirable. You just need to be desirable to the one person that really wants what you want. And it's so hard for people to just find like a basic connection, but like people to just find someone that wants what they want. It's incredibly difficult. And I can't imagine how terrible it would be to want to be famous and not be famous. I think that would be utterly terrible, to want to be famous and not be famous. Thank God that's not me. But I kind of, it's kind of similar, wanting to be desirable to the masses, and the masses really aren't that great. So I'm not sure why you want to be desirable to the masses. But wanting to be desirable is the same thing as wanting to be famous, but not being famous, especially if you want to be desirable to the masses. And I think it's this obsession with the whole pretty privilege or whatever, and I never really knew what pretty privilege was until I looked at a couple of videos like a couple of months ago. I guess you could say I have pretty privilege. I've had clothes, shoes, handbags bought for me by random men. When I went to Nigeria recently, my heels broke, which was tragic because I was walking around a shopping mall, just skidding along like a penguin. And this guy saw me and he was like, "Oh, those guys are laughing." I was like, "Well, of course they're laughing. It's a pretty funny sight. It's a bit shitty of them, but whatever. Human beings are shitty." And he was like, "So what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, my shoes have cut." And he was like, "Okay, come into the store. I'm going to buy you a new pair of shoes." Just like that. And he did. He bought me a new pair of shoes and then he told me, "Have a great day." And that was it. So it was great. It was great, And I guess I have pretty privilege in the sense that I have been given things just out of the kindness of people's heart. Maybe because of they find me attractive. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not inside people's head, and I don't care to be. But I think this obsession with desirability comes from the need or the want to experience pretty privilege. People want to be treated well. And people realize that they're treated better when they look better. And so there spawns this obsession of skincare, taking 50 million skin products, rubbing the blood of a virgin and the teardrops of a bloody unicorn on your body so you can look youthful and amazing forever. Look at what Madonna's doing. She's just completely obsessed with looking younger and it's just ridiculous. And I think that a lot of people are doing this and they're still not getting the results that they want. They're still not finding the person that they want to be with or finding that connection or getting the jobs that they feel they would get or whatever, and it's all just to experience this amazing, elaborate, pretty privilege, And I understand. I've literally gone into a Starbucks or a coffee or Costa I've gone into a Costa and I've had someone literally give me like my order for free and say, hey, it's from me, have a great day. But I don't necessarily think that comes from being, from pretty privilege. I think some people are just nice. Some people are just nice. Some people are, it depends on the mood that you catch people in. Sometimes it doesn't matter how beautiful you are. If you catch someone in a bad mood, you can fuck off. Like, it's literally like, that's it, And I think there's not enough people who are positive in the world. So a lot of people are obsessed with trying to get positivity from others through their physical appearance. And that's like a major, major thing, you know. And there's this obsession with being desirable. It actually destroys somebody from the inside out. Like if you become too obsessed with it and you don't get the results that you want, especially Black women, if you don't get the results that you want, it can be super, super, super ridiculously, like it could destroy your psyche because you're doing things that people say will get you these results, but they're not actually getting you what you want. And it's just really sad to me that, people are super obsessed with this. And I don't have TikTok because TikTok is just where it's just where you go to retire when you've just lost all hope in life. Like TikTok, I had TikTok for like 1 week and I was like, hell no, this is not for me. And I just deleted the whole nonsense. It was taking too much space on my phone anyway. And honestly, I can't even understand like all these weird videos that people post on TikTok just to be seen as beautiful, these beauty standard craps that people, it's just so boring and it's just such a waste of energy and time. Like I don't even understand. And it's just strange to me, and it's sad as well because you just realize that so many people are just so confused. And don't get me wrong, we all need external validation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not immune to that. Nobody's immune to it unless you're literally like living completely alone. If you're part of society, you genuinely tend to want external validation, and you do need it in doses. In small doses, you need external validation. It's important. When you're a kid, you go to school. How do you know you're doing well? The teacher says, well done, Jackson. You've got a 25 out of 30. You're doing great. So then you know that you're doing great, right? If you don't get even one bit of external validation, it can be hard to realize when you're doing something well. But people confuse that with the absolute importance of internal acceptance. That will always be the most important thing. It will never be more important than external validation. But people think external validation is more important than what you accept inside yourself, which is crazy because you cannot base your worth off other people's fleeting opinions. People literally change their minds as quick as the wind changes direction, as quick as it takes for you to drop a shit, depending on what you've eaten that day. People change their minds so quickly. So you cannot base your self-worth on people's opinions because it's just futile. You need a stronger base, and that is not something that external validation can ever provide. Like I just love coming close to the camera. I just love it. Like it's super dramatic. And yeah, I just find it to be really sad. And I think this is something that's affecting both men and women. I think more women because women are more appearance. People judge women off their appearance more. And for women, there are massive consequences for not fitting into society's obsession with desirability and looking good for other people. If you're a woman, maybe at some point you might have spent a couple of hours or maybe an hour in a shower just shaving your body, just for God knows what. Or maybe you've spent money on some makeup products or some skin products or some dresses that you really didn't like. I don't know. But it's definitely more apparent on women than men. But it's definitely something that I feel affects Black women, Black men, the Black community. The Black community has bought into materialism. And I'm saying this as a very materialistic person. Believe me, I know. And I'm not completely materialistic, but I do like material things. I think a lot of people like material things, and it's okay. But you can't like external validation or material things more than you like your own thoughts, desires, goals, dreams, hopes, opinions, ideas. That must come first. That must come first before any kind of external attention or attention seeking or whatever. That must come first. It's incredibly important. And I just wish that that was what was put as the goal rather than the external validation. We all post pictures, or everybody posts pictures these days on social media. And if you're posting pictures, there's that, even if you don't have a public account and you're posting pictures on a private account, if you have some sort of followers, you still want the people that are watching you to somewhat like the photo. And it's just strange to me that there's this obsession with people just constantly wanting everybody to like them, or everyone to find them beautiful and attractive. Like, you don't need that. You don't need it. I've never needed the masses to find me amazingly beautiful or attractive. It's not actually stopped me from doing anything I want to do with my life. It's not stopped me from doing anything I want to do. I've graduated. I've got my master's now. Yay. And I've started a business which is doing exceptionally well, but it's incredibly stressful. I usually work on my side business, like 3 or 4 hours after my career job. I decided to start my side business and keep my career job. And then if my side business really blew up, I would leave my career job. And, I've got a good career, and, I've got a fantastic family. My parents have been married for 40 years, which is ridiculous. Like, my parents' wedding picture is so old, it's in black and white, and I've got a very close relationship with my siblings, my cousins and everything, and I've got a good relationship so far. So it's like, it's not really stopped me from achieving anything I want to achieve, So I feel like if this obsession can just end, especially because it's a lot of it is fueled by social media and people posting stuff, a lot of people would be a lot happier. But that's just me. I don't know. I'm not a thesaurus. I'm not an encyclopedia. And I cannot say that my opinions are 100% correct. They're just mine. That's why it's on my channel. And I think if there was less obsession with this, people would be a lot happier, a lot less confused, a lot less disorganized in the brain, and a lot of stuff that happens probably wouldn't happen. So these are just my thoughts at 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday evening. Yeah. So yeah, that's just me. And guys, like I said, it's fine if you're materialistic. As you can see from behind, I love shopping. I love going out. Alfred here can confirm that I love going out. I love shopping. I love doing things. I love buying things. I love looking good and stuff like that. But there needs to be a fine line between looking good and constantly wanting everybody to tell you and believe that you don't need that. It's a lot of stress. Can you imagine having people's thoughts constantly in your head? Like, I can't imagine what it would be like to be God, how stressful that would be, how psychotic that would make me. If, can you imagine having millions of thoughts just bumbling about in your head, like from other people? That would be dreadful. That would be dreadful. So I genuinely think that, less of that would be better, especially for young people. And I'm in my 20s, so people in their 20s, teens coming up, even mature people, So yeah, that's what my video was about today. I might do another apartment video tour showing you guys my move to my new 1-bedroom apartment. And I have just finished paying off my house in Lekki, which is super exciting because I'm going to be renovating my house in Nigeria, Lekki, which is a very expensive part of Nigeria. I'm going to be renovating my house, and I may do a tour of my house in Lekki. I really don't know, because people are crazy as shit, you know, so I'm not interested in anyone's madness. But I might do that. I don't know. Let me see how I feel. But yeah, I am probably gonna do an apartment tour, and I might do a tour of my house in Lekki. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a new apartment tour in London and a tour of my house in Lekki. So it's been fun, guys. And yeah, I see you when I see you, I guess. Guys, I'm not a YouTuber that will be posting videos once a week. Like I'm too busy, and I'm too, like, I'm not, I can't be doing those, I'll upload you once a week. No, you know, I'm hoping I could get to a place in my life where I have the time to do once every 2 weeks. That'd be great. But yeah, I bought a camera, I bought a Sony camera, and it didn't work. So I am now using a setup. I've got my brand new setup with a microphone, except I don't have any battery, so the microphone isn't working, and neither is the camera light. Great. But I will be buying a new camera at some point. And yeah, since I sent the other one that doesn't work back. And then I will be able to start doing camera videos. So until then, guys, I will see you when I see you. Bye.